Well, hey there, team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to some more Vagrus. So where were we picking up? We just saved this Dark Knight. I don't know what else to call him, of the sort of ruling peoples, and he's seemingly ungratefully sort of grabbed the reins a little bit. But I guess, hey, you know, we just got to get used to that. Click the medallion. Let's do that. Leader window will allow you to observe and interact with your character, the Vagrus. Oh, okay, so that's me, Tiberius Aburo. Okay, cool. Current insight. Insight is gained through events and can be used to purchase perks and other improvements for you. Okay, so that's like my points, my like XP, I guess. Perks that are available and have levels and are used in various situations. Initial and maximum perk levels, as well as available perks, are specific to each character. Attributes and professions are used in events. Yeah, okay, you can find more information on each of them. There's quite a few, that's cool. You can purchase any number of perks if your insight allows you by clicking on the empty nodes. Yeah, so we can buy them. Select and purchase the prepare leadership perk now. Prepare, bang, done. Leadership perks are perks specific to the Vagrus. Each of them lets you use resourcefulness to boost your actions in a certain way when unlocked. Right, we have seen that. So that's just the leadership ones, okay? Resourcefulness allows you to boost various actions. It replenishes each day. What, back to maximum, or? Why does it say I have resourcefulness 2 when I clearly have 6? Okay, not clear. Maximum can be raised by spending insight on it, right? Authority is the maximum number of deputies that you can have at any given time. Okay, cool. Click on the helmet. Okay, so I think just learn by doing will be the trick with a lot of these stats. I don't want to get too bogged down in it. I mean, it is a role-play game, you know, but it doesn't really make... I always found that interesting, you know, for a games that are built on role-playing and sort of, I would say, going with the flow and making more of a decision based on your character than anything. It certainly has a lot of spreadsheeting and statistics and min-maxing, and those things don't seem to go together. You would think like some sad boy that lives in a spreadsheet and that's all he cares about for min-maxing would have no interest in role-playing, and vice versa. It's a bit strange. The companion pane shows well, you can manage, so this is, what's his name? Javik. This pane is accessible from another of the other windows. Yeah, okay. Their stats are displayed on the top left. Yep. Their combat skills are on the bottom left. Mind Blast. Okay, yeah, that's cool. The scroll at the bottom of the icon's image can be clicked to reveal backstories. Okay, so we can read up on him. Click on the arrow to the next companion. So this is that Morwen chick. Similarly, the pendant icons can be clicked to reveal available gear. Okay, gear is shared among all companions, but only one of them can wear a piece of gear at any time. Yeah, of course. And they can't wear the same thing. Oh, I guess we equip this. Then click on the laurels. Okay. Jesus, holy heck. I don't mind the walls of writing and the text, but this tutorial stuff is a little dry. This is the prowess window where you can upgrade your companions. Companion, Morwen. Now, how is that different from any... how did we get to this window? Oh, because I pressed the laurels. Okay. I thought that was more like a back button. Proficiency points can be spent. Actually, no. Level the companion ranging from 1 to 9. That would be here, all right? And they can spend points. So I think it's limited by their level. Costs for insight grants 12 proficiency. Okay, right. So you can't... I don't think you can just unlock all of these points. So you actually have to specialize your character. Raising prowess costs insight from the leader. Oh, so I have to pay insight to level up my characters? That's kind of interesting. 3rd, 6th, and 9th level prowess can only be unlocked after the companion storyline progresses beyond a certain point. So you have to do their sort of side quests, Mass Effect style. Perk descriptions and proficiencies can be observed by clicking on their names. Deputy perks, combat traits are unique to the companion. Okay. Combat skills are used in battle. Yep. Upgrading works the same way as with leaders. You can spend any amount of proficiency. Oh, okay. So maybe the proficiency... No, okay. So it must use their stuff. Spend any amount of proficiency, and proficiency is this. Okay, so leveling this up gets you proficiency points. Okay, it's just a little bit fiddlier, but it still works as an XP system. Perks cannot be changed. Upgrade Morwen's prowess, which is this. All right. Bang. Oh, and it gives me 12 proficiency. And purchase any perks or skills you'd like. Thick skull. That sounds pretty cool. I'm not allowed to have that one. Need strong-minded 2 and tough 3. Oh, let's start making that happen. Right, so they seem to have an exponential costing. Costs 5 proficiency. No good. Well, maybe we just confirm and save them for later. Sounds pretty good. Close the window with the X. Okay. Onward and upward. Let's go. All camp. Submissive. What is this nonsense? Hang on. Discipline some or all of your slaves. Gain 1-to-1 obedience. Oh. No, I'll just take just one, please. Oh, workforce is... Oh, no, 7. I thought that was 17 or something. Okay. Pay now is fine. Pay now is fine. Sustained. You need 11 fighters and outriders combined. Or 8 at the cost of -1 vigor. Because I think we lost a dude, right? We need some serious nutrition. My vigor is dropping as well. Oh no. Let's do that. God. Morwen healed, so that's cool. Oh my goodness. Alright. Oh! The whole comitatus becomes agitated as a dust cloud appears in the east and starts to move towards you. You give orders to your crew to prepare for a dust storm. Such a thing is fairly common out here on the border of the Searing Plains, and you should have little trouble traversing it. Okay? Make the necessary arrangements. After half an hour, the cloud is much closer and is now certain that it will cross your path. By then, everyone is wearing protective masks or bandanas, and all the cargo and equipment are secured. Javik is riding a large beast of burden, having fastened himself to its back, deep in concentration to maintain the calmness of all your animals with his telepathic skills. But something is off. An uncanny twilight is settling on the broken plains around you. It is much too early for sunset, and the storm itself should not blot out light in such a manner. And then you hear it, chanting on the wind, and a pale light at the heart of the storm heading your way. You can see the faces of the crew slowly becoming distorted in panic. Oh no, what is this? Find a hiding place? Maybe it's that storm thing again. Run away again. You are just about to give the order when Sidarius walks up to you. What is the meaning of this, Vagrus? There's no need for such a desperate act. It is just a dust storm. You tell him quickly about your previous encounter with the last pilgrimage. Nonsense. The chances the pilgrims would show up again are, Sidarius trails off as the eerie twilight falls upon the comitatus and the dust cloud envelops you all. There is no time to flee or hide, so you signal everyone to draw weapons and stand at the ready. Some of your crew tremble, some are praying, and some are about to break. but not Sidarius. The knight walks toward the approaching apparition as if being possessed by a death wish. You can see Javik frowning and sweating in concentration, no doubt trying to combat your beast's instincts to flee in utter terror. In a few moments, you can hear the chanting and see the ghastly pilgrims clear through the dust curtain, desiccated forms in faded robes shuffling along the broken terrain, or rather, over the terrain somehow, as if floating at a rapid pace. Their vacant faces are illuminated by a dreadful pale light that emanates from the hollow of their eyes, or their hollow insides. You are paralyzed by terror. Blurred images enter your mind, visions of a horrid procession of living dead wearing faded robes. You walk among them. You are one of them. Is this the end? Before they could reach you, the spectral pilgrims turn left and head south along a dried-out riverbed without any apparent reason. It takes your mind a few minutes to comprehend that an unusual mercy has just been granted you and your crew. The last pilgrimage marches on, slowly disappearing into the cracked badlands beyond, taking the ghoulish twilight and the dust storm with them. It takes a good few moments for the crew and yourself to come to your senses. Did this truly happen? What was the reason, if any, for the spectral troop to change direction at the last second? How can it be explained that they appeared again after such a short time? Sidarius walks over to you looking confident, though you can see he is a bit shaken too. Sergorod is with us. This is an omen if I ever have seen one. My destiny for retribution against the enemies of the Empire must be the reason why these horrors let us be. Oh my god, what an idiot. You swallow and nod, yet you are not so certain why it happened the way that it did. Rest assured, Vagrus, as long as you have me by your side, no harm will come to your comitatus. Remember that. Sidarius walks away, signalling the line to move along. He's a bit of a dick, isn't he? We've got some insight. Still rattled, you move along the line, assuring everyone that the danger is past. With the comitatus moving, you join Javik on top of the largest beast of burden, but you can barely talk, or you barely talk. You have never heard of anyone encountering the last pilgrimage twice. Somehow, you do not feel blessed, haunted more like. After an hour or two, you and your crew fall back into your travel routines, and tonight, all this will seem much less terrifying. In fact, you should be grateful for avoiding certain death at the hands of these accursed things twice in a row. Hopefully there won't be a third time, and you move on towards Avernum. All right. How do we fix this camp? Well, we're well rested, so that's nice. Is there a way to... Oh, here we go. Alright, so I've got a spare beast of burden, I think. Is that how it works? Alright, I can make another outrider. That sounds cool. Need 11 fighters and outriders combined. Okay. Let's do that. One day of food. Are you ever going to find food, you mongrels? Oh my god. Zero days of food. People are hungry. I know, but it's literally random and it's failed every single time. I don't think I can hedge that. Did I literally find one food? One food, hey? Okay. Fuck, We might have to, like, can we force march? All right, oh, okay, here we go. The Comitatus climbs a broken ridge, and everyone stops for a moment to take in the visage of Avernum, nestled atop and around a range of large hills on the horizon to the southwest. Chimneys of the city's many forges and smelters cast a dark shadow over it, while the lava fields before or beyond the settlement provide an intense reddish glow as a backdrop. Several crude roads meander among the hills here, probably leading to the mines and quarries you had passed during the last day or so. Time for us to part ways for a while, Vagrus. The voice of Sidarius makes you jump a little. For a large fellow wearing heavy armor, he managed to creep up on you without a sound. He's standing beside you, gazing at the horizon. I have to make my way into the city alone. My reasons are my own. But before I go, I have a proposition for you. His voice and stature tell you that there is not much point in arguing. You are well aware, of course, that my contingent was betrayed and ambushed out in the wasteland where we met. During our trek back here, I have come to the conclusion that whoever betrayed us had to be someone involved in the investigation I led in Avernum before setting out from the city. Even though I have some ideas where to start looking for traitors, the implication of this despicable betrayal are too severe to attempt to meet it head on. I require secrecy and guile. Most of my remaining allies in the city and I are too easy to track or recognize, and those responsible could easily make evidence disappear if I am revealed to be alive. Someone else has to provide that guile for us. After a short pause, he looks you in the eye. What I mean is that your friend the mage, your friend the mage, and the rest of your crew could be vital in finding the culprits and bringing them to justice. The Empire needs your help, Vagrus. Ask him what kind of assistance. What kind of assistance does he need? Yeah. I need someone who is not known to have cooperated with the previous investigation and is not associated with me publicly. I need that someone to spy on suspected officials and criminals while I coordinate the investigation from a hidden base of operations. You, Vagrus, and your crew fit the requirements perfectly. Additionally, you've proven yourself resourceful and tough since we met. What if I refuse to help him? Because he is a prick. He could do to learn. Now, see, I find this to be a bait, right? So everything about this writing tells me that the writers have a plan of how it's going to go, and I will forgive them. I'll give them a little leeway because it's a prologue sort of tutorial, whatever you want to call it, right? But honestly, guy's a prick. I don't want to help him. I've got my own troubles. I've got a good scrap deal going. You know, I've got a plan, and he's interfering with it, and it makes it easy to tell him to get stuffed when he's a douchebag, basically. So we'll see, but I have a feeling the game's going to tell me, haha, you don't really get to choose that. And I kind of hate false choice, but I don't want to, let's not put the cart before the horse here. Views him. You took him here as agreed. You have your own business and people to take care of. Sidarius looks at you coldly. You can feel the weight of his terrible gaze. As a citizen of the Empire, your business is to aid the authorities when told so, especially in matters of such great import, Vagrus. Do not disappoint me. Because I am grateful for your earlier assistance, I am offering you a chance to be of service to the Empire, as well as my order, and you repay me by being ignorant? No, it's not like that at all. It's that you're a dickhead. You suddenly feel dizzy. An unholy light seems to glimmer in the knight's cruel eyes as he goes on. Do not forget that I am the law. I could have you arrested in Avernum and your little band of vagrants disbanded for any number of reasons. Oh, wow. I didn't realize this was a bloody Victoria simulator. Unsanctioned use of sorcery by your little friend, for one. Associating with felons in scrap heap. Oh yes, I've been talking to your crew while we were traveling. I know your plight. Even if you let go eventually, the delays alone and the fines would bury your business permanently. Better to aid me and be off, is it not? Nah, fuck him. I'll push him. I'm going to push him. Bloody trying to intimidate me with your bully tactics. There's something to be said. That special kind of person where they give you a decision and you say no, and then it was never a true decision. They don't release you from it or anything like that. They then proceed to bully and coerce and intimidate. There's no denying, no matter what you think of this guy is not a good person. And fuck it. I reckon we've got him over a barrel, right? He doesn't want to mess with his investigation and all that, and making my life hell is going to be tough for him to do without burning all those bridges, right? If the narrative holds up. He's given you a choice, you agreed. He has given you no choice, you agreed to aid him. If all he says is true, you could have killed him right here, right now. Nobody would know, nobody would look for him. Correct. This is a situation of his making. As if sensing your thoughts, some of your crew nearby start reaching slowly for their weapons. Yet, the knight stands right in front of you, easily able to reach you with his armoured gloves and long blade in an instant. He notices your men's intent and grins. You know that you would be the first to fall if it came to blows. Sidarius starts... Now, this is becoming Deus Ex Machina. They've now given me two choices back to back that the writers clearly don't want me to take, and now they're just sneaking in little writing parts that weren't mentioned before, but the fact that, well, if you do this, you'll die, right? I find this shit cheap, right? Sidarius starts talking in a raised voice so that everyone can hear him, but addresses you, his gaze fixed on your face. Now, you'd rather become a murderer than aid me. How did we come to this? Before you commit to this path, however, let me warn you that even if your ragged little band could overpower me after your inevitable demise, they'd be cursed forever and follow you soon into disgrace and damnation. We Knights of the Black Sun are protected by Surgorod himself. He is right. You have heard stories about the terrible curse that strikes down those who harm servants of the God of vengeance. You look to the side and see Javek shaking his head with an expression of utter worry. Most of your crew is dismayed and have abandoned the idea of killing the knight already. It is a stalemate, is it? Is it because your meta-narrative construction does not allow me to click anything else? You agree to assist him lest he destroy your last hope to rebuild your business. Now, team, look, I love this game. This is really cool and really interesting in narrative writing. It does not make it be above criticism. In fact, criticism holds higher weight and value in my estimation if it's coming from someone that has a love for it, right? It would be easy for me to be as a negative clickbaiter. You'll never believe what this game did. I don't do that. I try and be really honest and give you impressions and potentially gameplays based on games that I enjoy, right? And so when I say, this game is kind of doing us dirty here, it's with a heavy heart, but it comes from a genuine place as well. I hate in video games, in narrative video games, if they're going to give me a left and a right, don't make it so that if I choose right, they'll go, oh, what, you actually meant left, right? This is fake. Fundamentally, mechanically speaking, you're not actually giving me, in that scenario, a binary choice. You're not giving me a choice at all. You're giving me not even an illusion of choice, because anyone that picks the right door will be promptly told that it's the left door. It's not an illusion anymore. The person knows it was never a choice. So what is it? Well, it's terrible writing and game design at that. 2 for 1, basically. The alternate, if you're going to offer a choice, don't pull some bullshit trickery. It betrays the trust of your audience member, right? You're the writer. You have all the power. And if you go and write a scenario where I pick the thing you don't want me to pick, and you write it in such a way that you wield, God-level power, you can just go, oh, well, you can't really have that decision because I'm the writer. Well, it betrays the trust of the reader, of the player, the gamer, and it's 2021 and I've got a pile of games to play. It's so easy for me to turn it off and go play something else. You have to be very careful. You have to understand your audience. Anyway, and this is a general broad thing. This game has made a misstep doing it. Many of games have done it before as well, and it's not cool, and it deserves to be called out. And for my small platform, that's something I'll do. I find that kind of gross, to be perfectly honest. Don't offer me the choice, all right? Just write me a nice little narrative with no choice on the end. Tell me that I'm going to help the dude whether I like it or not, right? Do not try and compel me with cheap tricks. Okay, so what is his plan? Well, we're going into that. Okay, look, to be honest, I'm not one to yell and scream and get angry, but I am a bit cross about that. I've said my piece as a little bit of conclusion, and we're pretty much at time now. I'll put it out there and see what you guys reckon as well. But like I said, just because I like aspects of a game does not make me a cheerleader for it. And the criticism is one of those things. It's tough, right? Because I like the idea of being able to reach a developer at my level, which I do with a lot of the smaller devs, because I'm a smaller channel. And often, not that I'm trying to make them change, I don't ever want to force change. I don't want to go, I don't like something about your game, so change it. But if I perceive there to be a problem, i.e. your narrative structure is not just weak, but like I don't want to attribute malice to it, but it's acting in bad faith. That's probably the best way to put it, right? You present me with a choice. I think you assume most people wouldn't choose the other choice. I choose the choice you didn't want me to choose, and then you do dirty tricks to put me back on the path. Is there a way to change that? Probably. They could probably patch this whole section and fix it, but it made it all the way through early access without being addressed. So, I have to wonder, are they aware that it's dirty? It comes full circle. Just, if you indulge me a quick second, I'm just a dickhead that plays video games. Just like you, I'm just some guy, right? And I worry sometimes about developers in their lofty ideal of their perfect vision of their video game and how it should be and how maybe it's art and look, heathen, we know better. They sort of want to grab the reins and show us the way. I feel like sometimes there is a understanding or an underestimation of the intelligence of just we, the shitty normal gamers, right? The idiots that don't think too hard about it and play games. And I wonder if they think that they can sneak that one past people and have false choice in there, when I think the majority of us recognize it and get frustrated by it and don't like it. I don't. I'm certain I'm not the only person that sees it that way. It's anyway, like I said, when you're setting up to play a game for the next 100 hours and they pull something that is frankly a bit dishonest, it's hard to go, all right, yes, invest me for 100 hours. It's like, well, no, invest me on the 100 hours on the proviso that if I don't stick to exactly what the narrative wants, even though they present choices that look like they might be something else, I might be forced back onto the path that they choose. Again, it's a bit of a prologue tutorial. That might be okay, sure, but this could have all been easily avoided if you didn't offer me the choice in the first place. I'm not asking you to offer it, and yet there it is. You've offered me a choice it wasn't a choice. I don't know what else to call it. Anyway, okay, so look, let's wrap it up there. I'll see what you guys reckon around my thoughts on that. Might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you on the next one.